documentary being worked on?
Well, see, this is the thing. I can believe that it was happening. At what purpose? See, and that's the thing. Like my opinion about all of this stuff is so much different than your average person's, and my outlook is so much different than your average person's. Did I believe that it was possible? Absolutely. Why wouldn't he be able to do a documentary? Why wouldn't he be able to bring in Alexandria to come and put this together? Like the woman who directed this, she doesn't even seem to have a background in hip hop.
If you're like most people who watched the 50 Cent Diddy documentary, you probably noticed something felt off almost immediately. The documentary was everywhere. Social media couldn't stop talking about it. Clips were going viral. Reaction channels were exploding, and people were calling it one of the biggest celebrity exposés Netflix had ever released. But despite all the hype, there was one question a lot of viewers kept asking after it ended: where were all the other names? And according to Jaguar Wright, that question is exactly why the documentary can't be trusted. Jaguar is now claiming the documentary wasn't created to expose the entire truth about Diddy at all. In fact, she says it was carefully designed to protect certain celebrities, executives, and industry power players while making it look like viewers were getting the full story. And the more she talks about what allegedly got removed from the final version, the more people online are starting to wonder if she might actually have a point. Now, before we get into Jaguar's biggest claims, let's talk about why this documentary became such a huge deal in the first place. 50 Cent spent years publicly trolling Diddy online, so the second people heard he was producing a documentary connected to Diddy's legal drama, expectations instantly went through the roof. Fans thought this would finally be the project that exposed everything: the parties, the business relationships, the rumors, the alleged abuse, the celebrity connections, all of it. And to be fair, the documentary did contain some shocking moments. There was unreleased footage, interviews with people connected to Diddy's circle, behind-the-scenes discussions involving legal teams, and detailed breakdowns of Diddy's rise from Harlem to becoming one of the most powerful figures in music history. But according to Jaguar Wright, that's exactly what made the documentary so dangerous. She believes it gave viewers just enough information to make them feel like they understood the full story, while quietly removing the most damaging details behind the scenes.
The worst celebrity, like, that you've been around is like the most full of sin. I know no sin is greater, but like, just was like, damn, this.
Clive Davis. Whoa. Devil incarnate. Clive Davis. He Janis Joplin. He blackmailed Betty Wright so she wouldn't tell anybody that he Janis Joplin. He killed Whitney Houston.
In Jaguar's own words, she called the project a mockumentary. Not a documentary, a mockumentary. She said the entire thing mocked the intelligence of viewers because, according to her, almost everything shown had already been discussed publicly for years. The real bombshells, she claims, were conveniently left out. And once she started naming names, social media immediately started paying attention. One of the biggest issues Jaguar raised involved Jay-Z. According to her, it made absolutely no sense for someone so closely connected to Diddy throughout the history of hip-hop to barely appear in a 4-part documentary focused on Diddy's empire. She pointed out how Jay-Z and Diddy spent decades moving in the same circles, attending the same events, building businesses alongside many of the same people, and influencing the music industry together. Yet somehow, viewers barely heard his name mentioned. Jaguar believes that wasn't accidental at all.
Dealing with Combs Enterprise, they come in and they work and they don't get paid.
Oh yeah. Oh, we gonna build up to it real quick.
Yeah. So he was able to sell that footage to whomever he chose. The question is, how did anybody know about it? Like, that's the thing. Like, that's the part that, it's so funny because people they get so excited. But when you've got a lawyer like Mark Agnifilo who is orchestrating your possible surrender, because as you heard him say in the beginning of the documentary, he was very clear. It's almost the middle of September and there's no indictment. As you heard Diddy say, I've been an exemplary client like you've asked. You said I've been an excellent client. I came here. I did everything you asked me to do. Mm-hmm. That's what they're literally having this conversation.
Yeah, in that conversation, Diddy was worried about the outlook of the public versus the victims.
The outlook of the public? Oh, he was worried a lot more than that. You don't think? He
Oh, yeah.
literally sat there and said, we need comms. He's sitting there talking like an evil dictator. We need comms. We need a way into this conversation. We're losing, he said. We're losing. Losing what?
Come on.
What are you losing? But the key words that he said that were so important were, we need to be able to be speaking to the potential jurors. He said, you might only be the guy that watches CNN, but there's 9 billion people in the world, and 7 billion of them are on Instagram or TikTok. We need to have control of that. He said, we need to know how these potential jurors are thinking.
She says certain celebrities were intentionally protected because involving them too deeply would create much larger problems for powerful people in entertainment. And honestly, once fans started looking back at the documentary, many admitted they also found it strange how carefully certain names seemed to be avoided. Then Jaguar turned attention toward Clive Davis, and this is where things became even more controversial. Clive Davis is one of the most influential executives in music history. According to Jaguar, someone with that level of power and alleged involvement behind the scenes should have played a much larger role in the documentary's narrative. Instead, she claims he barely appeared at all despite his connections to major industry figures and music labels linked to Diddy's rise. Jaguar even went as far as calling Clive Davis the devil incarnate, accusing him of manipulating artists and controlling situations behind the scenes for decades.
50 Cent is trying to take down Diddy.
No, he's trying to move Diddy and Jay-Z out the way so he can run it. And the truth is, I ain't mad at him. I just don't trust him. Because the truth is, he would just be another kind of monster in another kind of way. He don't want things to change. He just want to be the one that's running.
Now, obviously, these are extremely serious accusations with no confirmed evidence supporting them. But Jaguar insists the entertainment industry protects certain powerful executives no matter how many rumors surround them. And according to her, that's exactly what happened here. But things became even darker when Jaguar started discussing the documentary's alleged missing footage involving Justin Bieber and Usher. According to Jaguar, there were deeper conversations and stories connected to Bieber's relationship with people inside the industry that never made the final version of the documentary. She specifically questioned why footage allegedly connected to Diddy, Bieber, and Usher was removed completely despite years of public speculation online about their relationships within the music business. Jaguar suggested some celebrities may have received protection through legal pressure, financial influence, or industry relationships that prevented certain details from being shown publicly.
Curtis Jackson, they should check the EPA report since he's been there and the toxic waste he's been allowing to be dumped around the property of Millennium Studios for cheap cash. And I'm not saying allegedly, Curtis. I know what you've been doing.
Whether true or not, those comments immediately reignited conspiracy theories all over social media. And then came one of Jaguar's most important points: the idea that documentaries themselves can become tools used to shape public opinion rather than simply reveal facts. She focused heavily on scenes involving Diddy and his legal team discussing public image and media strategy. Jaguar questioned why conversations about controlling narratives and influencing public perception allegedly appeared so early, even before legal situations fully unfolded publicly. To Jaguar, this proved something bigger was happening behind the scenes. She believes powerful celebrities and executives understand how media projects influence audiences and potentially even influence future jurors, public sympathy, and online narratives. And honestly, that idea alone completely changed how many viewers looked at the documentary afterward. Because once people started thinking about it, they realized documentaries aren't always neutral. Editing choices matter. What gets included matters. What gets removed matters even more. And according to Jaguar, viewers were only shown the version of the story certain powerful people allowed them to see. But perhaps the biggest surprise came when Jaguar shifted her criticism toward 50 Cent himself. Most people expected Jaguar to focus only on Diddy, but instead, she claimed 50 Cent may have his own motives behind the documentary. According to her, 50 isn't exposing corruption because he wants justice. She believes he's positioning himself to become the next dominant power figure in entertainment after Diddy's downfall. She accused him of presenting himself as some kind of industry savior while still carefully protecting relationships and avoiding topics that could threaten larger business interests. That accusation alone instantly divided social media. Some people agreed with Jaguar and argued that no major Netflix production would ever be allowed to expose absolutely everything involving billion-dollar entertainment networks. Others felt Jaguar was simply attacking anyone connected to the project because she herself wasn't featured more prominently. But whether people agree with her or not, one thing is certain. Jaguar Wright has once again forced people to ask uncomfortable questions about the music industry, celebrity power, and media manipulation. At this point, the documentary has become bigger than just Diddy. It's now about who controls narratives, who gets protected, and how much truth the public is actually allowed to see. And the more Jaguar continues speaking out, the more viewers are starting to revisit the documentary, looking for details they may have missed the first time around. So, what do you think? Do you believe Jaguar Wright is exposing real censorship inside the entertainment industry? Were certain celebrities intentionally protected from appearing too heavily in the documentary? And do you think 50 Cent truly wanted to expose the full truth? Or was the project carefully controlled from the very beginning? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed today's breakdown, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest celebrity drama, industry secrets, and entertainment updates. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.